Hello.
Hi, Di.
Hey guys.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm thrilled today is really nice. I'm not all bundled up. I'm wearing something that's actually sleeveless and I'm just thrilled. How about you?
You look great. You look great, by the way.
We're in our underwear.
We're in our underwear.
Oh, and I'm not in my underwear.
I mean, it's Friday afternoon. Doesn't everybody just
Yeah,
hang out?
I could take this off.
Go ahead.
But,
We're gay.
We're gay. It doesn't matter. That'd be great. But where doesn't everybody hang out in their underwear on Friday afternoon? Isn't that just the norm for everyone? Is it with?
Listen, if my husband was out of town, I probably would be in my underwear.
It's just that's just what happened during the pandemic, man. Everybody just hangs around in their underwear around their house everywhere.
All of a sudden, your volume is down.
Our
I'm
volume?
not sure what that's about, but there you go. There you
go. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay.
I know in the pandemic, I'm one of those people though that normally, even if I'm in the house all day, I do get dressed. Some days, however, it can be a lot later than others. I won't lie, but I do usually manage to get dressed at some point. But no, we were talking about that. You guys did an undies run, right?
Cupid undies run.
Yes.
Cupid
Yes. And
yeah,
that was
they have other undies run that aren't Cupid.
I've got my T-shirt on. Peace, love, and undies. So yes, we ran around Buckhead in our underwear.
Yeah, and it was a fundraiser, right?
Right.
Yes, it was. It
was for the Children's Tumor Foundation and neurofibromatosis.
Which, as you know, we talked about before. That is something that Todd and many others have.
Right.
And NF, as we've talked about it.
Yeah.
So it was a fundraiser for that. It was up in Buckhead, and it's a nationwide thing. That these happen all over the country.
All over the world.
Yeah, all over the world, really. But they usually do it right around Valentine's Day in February. And the idea is for you to go run around in your underwear. Now, the original idea started, I think, somewhere in Boston, where running in your underwear in February actually was a pretty, you had to be committed.
Your phrasing call.
So, but for us in the South, it wasn't quite like that.
Mild.
Oh, that is fun. You know what, though? That is, hey, what, Polar Bear Club? I mean, it's not like it's a new concept.
Right.
Some people really crazy in your underwear.
Right.
But so do they still do it in Boston and other northern cities?
Yeah. You know what? Since the pandemic, I haven't been seeing as many things like Channel 2, WSB. They took pictures, and Rick is in some, and my left arm is in one. But they didn't do a video, but others all over the world, like Sydney and Boston.
Washington, D.C. had a big one.
And Cleveland did. And it's just, and they made comments and they responded. But it's all a global thing, and it's awesome.
So unfortunately, in Georgia this year, the Atlanta one, we didn't have as many people as we normally like to have. So we're hoping that, maybe we talk about it a little bit more. Start talking about it now. By next year, we can. It used to be a little bit bigger, and I think the pandemic kind of took some of the wind out of it a little bit. So this year was the first year back, and it was a little bit. It wasn't as many people as we hoped, but at least it was fun.
But it was a great crowd. Yeah. We met tons of people.
And there
we met Crash Clark from Channel 2. Yeah. He was at a pub. What pub was it?
Yeah, he was there.
Crash Clark. Channel 11.
Channel 11.
Yeah, he's living a lot. He was a big old bear guy, but he was. He
wasn't in his underwear though. Let's just make that clear in case it's.
Oh, come on.
It was fun. It was a fun day.
Yeah.
So we were literally dressed like we're dressed right now.
I was and I was in this.
So look at Todd. See Todd.
Right. Okay. All right.
I was dressed.
I shared the pictures of us, like it was like 2 pictures, but it was a fun day. I mean, man, if you had the opportunity to walk around your underwear, you would.
Oh, come on. Absolutely. That is just incredible. The pictures were so cute. And I thought, not everybody's heard of this.
No, you're right. That's right.
A friend of ours told me. I've never heard of it.
No. I think this is the kind of thing that should be huge. just huge. Because the
We-
reality is, I think more people would enjoy going and doing something like this just because the laughs factor is so huge. The potential for really, really getting a lot of laughs and enjoying yourself. And I mean, let's face it, a lot of us look like we're laced up pretty tight. I mean, not me. I never look like I'm laced up pretty tight. I sound that way, but I think that for the most part, adults get a bad rap. You know how kids think they really know what's fun? They really don't. I mean, until you get to be our age, you really don't know what's fun. And I think getting a crowd down there and letting yourselves go, I think, talk about having a great time.
It was. But Di, there was like men and women, all ages, all body sizes in their underwear and stuff. And I saw one woman with NF, another young man with NF.
Right, Todd, there was, oddly enough, there wasn't a lot of people there actually with NF, which was kind of interesting.
I saw another young woman in their 40s,
right.
A young woman.
But let me just say, though, that running around your underwear, there was all body types, but there were some, just to entice it a little bit more. I know what you're saying. It's just for fun, and they'll show some inhibition off. It doesn't matter. But there were some people there very qualified to run around in their underwear.
We call it road hazards.
Yeah, there were some very qualified people there for their underwear.
Like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You need to dress.
No,
I am sure. There were
just to entice it, just so for those who maybe thinking about joining, it's all different ages, everybody's welcome.
All races, everything.
Yeah, there's some people there that are very qualified that you would probably enjoy seeing in your underwear, men and women.
But God love the people that are overweight in your underwear. God love them. They're just being free. Like, fuck it, I don't care.
Can we say that?
But it's great energy to be there. I mean, and everybody just having a great time. And they had an open bar for other people, like at early morning.
Well, let me add this too. So what you could do if you want to do it, there's a Cupid Undies website you can go to, and you could already sign up for next year. They're already taking registration for next year.
Oh, yeah.
And so they're really good about the funds going to the Children's Tumor Association and for NF research. It's a very qualified charity. And so you can go and sign up for it. What we did was you can go take pledges, and they'll handle it all for you. They'll give you the link. You just send the link, put your link on your Facebook page or send it to your friends. And we got enough pledges to where we got an open bar. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
At 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
How much money did they raise this year?
I haven't seen the totals yet. I have to go check the website.
Channel 2 might have done.
Might have posted
They posted pics.
Yeah, they posted pics of it. So that's good. I will have to go check that out and see how many they raised locally and globally. But it's on the Cupid. I don't know if they posted on the Cupid website.
Yeah, and I think the whoever got the most funds got like a $200 bicycle or something. Some real pissy bicycle. I can say that, because it's not a bad word. No, but I think the other cities that's what you got. Like the top of the line bicycle or something. That's not a bad.
Well, to kind of put it in context, there was not to be a downer, but there was a lady here in Atlanta, and her son, his name was
Drew.
Drew. Yeah, Drew. And there's always a hashtag. I'm with Drew. He died of NF at 28, which is usually more where we see people. His brother died of it at 20.
And father
and
at 39.
So Drew didn't even know he had NF. And so a lot of people don't even know they have it.
It's all internal.
And so his mother is always a big part of this, and she raises like thousands of dollars, and she always gets the big prize. Her name's Fran. I can't remember her last name, but she's always there. We always speak with her. She says she's always happy to see Todd.
She's always the pictures.
Yeah, she does the pictures. But she's one of the leaders in the Atlanta chapter of Cupid.
Right.
And mostly because, here you got this son. He plays football. He goes through his life, and all of a sudden, at 28, he starts developing tumors.
That's late.
And he'd had it all his life. He didn't even know, so.
Wow.
So that's used to raise awareness about it too.
Exactly. Yeah. And I have to say, did you guys have the pic? Well, you stood up to show how you looked in it. But I was going to say, Todd, you're looking pretty buff in that picture.
I think so.
Oh, really?
I may be a little partial.
Thank you, kid. I work on it every day. I try. I mean, it's like I don't lift this much, but I go every day. I do this thing called PIO on Wednesdays.
It's like lattes.
It's like but it's fun.
Yeah.
But I go every day, work out for an hour and a half every day, but I do what I can.
We got to get to. We have our new setup here,
yeah,
and our newest family members trying to join in.
How old is she?
She's about 2 years old.
She's the sweetest girl.
Say hey, Angel.
What was her original name? She's a rescue of a rescue.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I was just trying to keep her from getting all messed up and all the equipment.
I am so glad you showed her to us.
She's a sweetheart.
Oh my goodness. You know I love pets.
Yes,
so
we
much.
love her.
But her
We
original
love-
name was Puna. I hate that damn name. It's like I said, what about Angel? She goes, meow. It's okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, bless you for bringing in a rescue of a rescue. Oh, there is just nothing better for the planet, than
Oh,
bringing in a rescue. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm telling you that just made my day.
We got to get her off from there.
I'm gonna
She's
get her.
playing with the wires die. Hold on. But she's a sweetheart. But she does. Anytime somebody comes over, she runs.
Except for Di, she likes Di. Look, she loves Di.
But she's a sweetheart.
Yes, because
And
Di
she was
loves
already-
kitties and puppies and animals like crazy. But
Yeah.
we talked about how sad you were when your neighbor's dog died.
Right.
Romo.
And so I knew that you enjoyed animals. So this is really great. I'm just thrilled for you. And it doesn't seem you have any problem with picking her up and hauling her around at all. So you were.
No, but she's a snuggle bunny. She'll jump on my lap like 4 or 5 times a day for a minute and a half and just go off somewhere else.
Did you guys, y'all were talking about your pet situation. I couldn't remember what it was.
We have a godson named Felix.
Named Felix?
Is our neighbor's cat. Yes. It's our neighbor's kitty. And he was feral when he was born. But he adopted them, as in he was always on their porch and always enjoying them when they would come out. So he became an indoor-outdoor. And then, so when they go away, we babysit him. Oh, and he's in and out of our place all the time. So he kind of has 2 homes. He's in and out of all the time. So, for example, they went on a vacation 2 weeks ago, and we have sleepovers with him.
Oh.
So he comes over, he roams in and out during the day. Of course, we feed him. He comes downstairs and watches television with us in the evenings. And then I sleep on the couch, and he sleeps with me.
Oh.
That's
Love
sweet.
And I love it. We lost our last kitty that we had. We lost her 2 years ago.
Right.
And we didn't get another right away. And Felix just kind of became our little, part-time guy. He's in here in and out all the time.
It sounds perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And I get to have him with me at sleepover time. So.
And then you can give it back.
We don't need a litter box because he's in and out. So, he's just adorable, of course. I mean, he's got his little personality quirks.
Don't they all?
He's very, and I could be, I'm one of those. It's like when it comes to animals, bring them on, bring them on. I like the dogs, the cats. I'm game. I came from one of those families where my father adored animals, and he was one of those that, remember when the shelters and the rest of they were called pounds. We didn't have shelters, we had the pounds, and that if a pet went to the pound, it was all over.
Yeah.
So my dad adored animals, and he was a traveling salesman. So whenever he would go out and do his overnight travels to places, he would stop in at the pounds, and he would bring home an animal.
Oh my God.
He'd usually bring home a dog, because the cats we always had those, because cats, are kind of everywhere. So, but he'd bring home a dog. So, and he would find these purebred dogs, just like now. You can always find purebreds in shelters.
Right.
And so we always have lots of pets.
Lots of cats. So it's like you're pretty much used to them. So, and we are too. We had them before, so they're fun to have around. And they don't mind if we run around in our underwear, or whatever.
Oh, not at all.
So-
in fact, there's a commercial on now, and it's all of these different types of people. They have gays, and they have handicapped, and they have all kinds of different colors and nationalities. All these people, and all they say while they're showing all these vignettes of different people is, they don't care how tall you are. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what you sound like, how old you are, how young you are. And then they show the pets.
I've seen that.
Yes.
And,
That's so great, man.
they go, the pets don't care, and they talk about shelter pets.
Right.
Shelters don't care what you look like, who you are, and they show all these different people who are dancing with their pets and
Right.
petting them.
Right. Yes. That's so cool.
Very good.
Very therapeutic. Very healthy. Very healthy. So.
Yeah.
So as far as the Cupid runs, we have a question for you. Would you be willing to run around Buckhead in your underwear?
I texted you, as long as it wasn't just 60 degrees.
Well, here's the thing.
I'd be covered up. You wouldn't see my underwear. I'd be covered up. I am not somebody who likes to be at all cold. So
Well, here's the thing. Even if you didn't want to run, now we take pledges. So maybe next year, time comes down.
I would do the whole course. Now I don't like to run, but I'd be happy to
walk it.
Yeah, we ended up walking it, and then there's more drinking than it's calling it a run is a bit of a stretch. It's
you walk around the block.
Let's say the run is very, very brief.
Yeah.
Get it?
So to speak.
Yeah, we
did get off the stage.
And yeah, it is. In fact, that's the name. We're part of a team, and the name of our team is Keep It Brief. So.
But we were boxers.
Right. Yeah, we were boxers. And the other team we're with, they're really cool people. They're younger, and so they wear more. Traditional underwear, garb. Yeah. One of the guys is a trainer, so he definitely can pull off running around in just underwear. His wife, she's that way too. So.
Yeah.
So, but if you don't want to run around in your underwear next year, we can maybe talk about getting a pledge, because that's what we end up doing, is getting people to pledge us or whatever.
I'd be happy to pledge, definitely. I'd be happy to pledge.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But if you wanted to run around in your underwear, that would be even better.
I know.
Oh, maybe we could get Taryn to run.
Taryn has a nice body.
I keep.
Well, Taryn, are you kidding? Look at the Adonis. I mean, what was the line in Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation when the wife of the boss, when cousin Eddie brings her back to the house, or she calls the cops and she says, this big hulking brute of a man came in and stormed into my home. You remember Christmas Vacation?
With Doris Roberts. Cousin
Eddie takes the Winnebago and goes.
That was Dennis Quaid, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dennis Quaid. Right. Anyway, he goes over and kidnaps the husband, and she had called the cops, and comes back and talks about this big hulking brute of a man, as she describes him. Anyway, Taryn and his big Adonis of a body with the bulging muscles, and of course he's beautiful in his
beautiful skin and the smile.
So so you can see we're starting to recruit now for next year's race. We're trying to get you and Taryn on board for running around. That's why we thought next year we're going to try to get some of our other folks. Maybe go hang out at some gyms, and anybody's welcome. But it's always nice to have those very qualified underwear runners. Those everybody's welcome, though. Everybody's welcome.
Please find the qualified individuals. Yes.
Well, Jessica, she's a trainer. She'd be good too.
Right.
Come on,
So
center.
so we thought this year would be too early to talk about it. It goes for a good cause, neurofibromatosis, which we've talked about before. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We ended up hanging out the rest of and it's funny because the times we've done it before, it's always been a nice day. It
Always
seems
perfect weather.
it's always really been February. It's pretty nice.
It's so great. That was so beautiful. Yes. Yes. Beautiful day.
I'm
So
playing with
totally.
myself here.
And you guys definitely looked like you were having a really good time.
We all do, and it's just positive energy everywhere. From again, body sizes, races,
See,
and
Yeah.
stuff. Is anybody saying hello, and it just felt good. Everybody had
peace, love, and undies.
That's right. And you know something too, I have to say, and this I think it's really, really cool. I know that not all body sizes are healthy,
right.
but what I will say is at least we are at a time where all body sizes have started to take a new look at fitness, and they are all trying to be active.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's healthy.
Yeah.
That's great.
You do get lots of different body sizes out being active, which is a wonderful thing to see. So when they participate in something like this in underwear,
Right.
or they're, I think people aren't nearly so self-conscious, so they'll do it.
Right.
And that is a really good thing for this.
Yes. Yeah, it goes out for good. It goes out for. You're right, but I think a lot of people get I know I do. I mean, a lot of people feel self-conscious about your bodies and stuff, but I think just this is part of the fun of it, to kind of throw off your inhibitions. And the other part is too, the other sort of subtext to it is that NF people have they have, like Todd, we've talked about it before, have got tumors and sometimes markings. So it's kind of a way of throwing off your inhibitions, and being who you are is what you are, and just getting out there and having a good time.
That's a really good point. That is a really good point.
Yeah, we were there that day. One of the other guys who had NF, had his shirt off, and you could tell he had you could see some of the tumors, but it was great because a lot of people got to see NF, what it does and what it can do and all that. And I just was very proud of him. I don't know.
A young woman too, about maybe in her mid-30s. She was out there with other friends. And
she had a real,
pretty.
Yeah, real pretty. And so, but people got to see, and Todd, of course, he was there too. So people got to see it and see it for what it really is. And then running around in your underwear, you don't feel quite so, I guess, self-conscious, for lack of a better term.
I think so. Yeah, that is a really, really good thing, isn't it? That everybody gets to see, like you were saying, like someone like Todd and others with that condition. That is really awesome. And everybody is in a state of mind and a place where it's totally safe to do that.
Right.
It's good for me. It was good for me. People effing care, and it was good for me to be there. I can say effing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, that's awesome.
Well, it's a little bit also like, you've talked about your trip with cancer, and is it like the big breast cancer walk run? Is that like one of the biggest things in Atlanta?
It's huge. That's huge everywhere.
Yeah.
That's huge everywhere. Totally. It would be nice to think that more and more causes could get to be that big, because they bring in so much of the money that is given to causes. They've managed to bring in so much that could have been distributed to other causes too. And I don't want to speak any negatively about it, but I have heard some things about the organization and some of the premium stuff that I wish that there were ways to also make more money for some of the other causes and cancers and other organizations.
Right. It did. Yeah. Organizations like that can always have their ups and downs, but the breast cancer, so it's the big pink walk, right? And when does that usually take place? Can't remember. I was going to look it up. The big.
Oh, that's why I'm not so familiar with the whole, breast cancer fundraising movement and all of that, because at one point in time, I I became aware of some of the things. I don't even know when it takes place. I think it's a fall event.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was just looking it up here. The breast cancer.
Yeah.
I know, and I remember what you're talking about. I think it did hit. I think there was some the charity, because that's going to happen with charities. Even the best of intentions, things can go askew. It's October 1st and 2nd, and it's a 2-day walk. They walk along a 30-mile walk for breast cancer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember it was like, it's in October, which is kind of a great time of year in Atlanta for that kind of thing.
Very pretty time of year. In most places, October is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't know if I didn't know. Yeah, I just remember seeing everybody run. I didn't know if you knew much about it or anything.
Yeah, I don't know much about it either. I really don't. But I do know that obviously breast cancer is, well, it's terrible. It's terrible. And obviously I'm not one that should take it lightly by any means. And I don't even know why going into it, I wasn't that freaked out. I really don't know why. I just never got freaked out. It's the weirdest thing. But now I don't know how I do if I found out I had it again, which could happen. That is reality. It could happen. They've told me it's a very low chance because my treatment went so well. So I have no idea how I'd respond if it came back.
Let's hope not. Let's hope it doesn't.
No. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even think about that, to be honest with you, because my cure rate was 93%.
Yeah, you did so good with the cure. I know it was no picnic from when we were talking about it. It was a walk in the park, but
I had an excellent chance of it never recurring again. So, but there are so many other cancers that could use funding as well, is my point.
Right.
So, and I'd love to see some of those others. There are other cancers that no one survives.
Right.
So, and I would just love to see more money diverted to those as well.
Well, that's usually what happens in NF people, Todd, is they end up the tumors. That's what happened to your dad and your brother, and that's the fate. A lot of NF people are this is sort of tied to cancer. NF, we're trying to do research for it, but it is tumors, and lots of times these tumors become cancerous.
Malignant.
Malignant, and that's what happened to his dad, your dad, right?
And
Brian, your brother. And so so it is partly a cancer related kind of fundraiser a little bit because they are along the same lines. But
yes, tumors, absolutely. And that, oh my gosh, that is so heartbreaking that in one family too, Todd, that this, oh my gosh, in one family. Yeah. So,
and it tends to run in families, and that's the other thing they wanted to do is educate people about it. That was the other thing, to bring awareness about it. People walking around who don't really have it. It doesn't have to run in families. You can, like his father had it and they didn't realize how it was passed.
No, the family had it.
Yeah, they didn't understand it, but you don't have to. NF can become from two non-NF parents also too. It's not necessarily just someone NF can pass it on. That's how most people end up getting it because they
okay. Oh, okay. So, but that doesn't have to be there.
Right. It's a mutation. It's a genetic mutation, and if you have the mutation, you can pass it on. But other people who don't have it, they can have the fetus can have the mutation in the womb, and then the lots of times those are the ones who are the dangerous. They, like this Drew guy we were talking about, his parents didn't have it. They had no family history of it. So that's the other thing to raise awareness. A lot of when we were at the walk, we were talking to a guy whose friend was a radiologist, and he says they're all of a sudden now all these people at like in their 20s are learning they have NF when they go for something else. Remember?
Later in life.
Yeah, later in life they would go in for a test or something was bothering them, and they would do tests, and they say you have tumors all inside your neck, and they said that's why you're in pain. And so and then they would finally diagnose them that they had NF, and they'd had it their entire life, but it didn't show, and it didn't come because their parents didn't have it. So that's the other thing, is to make people aware of it, and help them kind of be able to deal with it early on.
Oh my goodness.
I know, and that'd be crazy. And I don't know that that's the thing they're trying to say, like it's not normally tested for or anything like that. So
see, I was diagnosed early because I had pseudoarthrosis, curvature of the tibia. and the cafe au lait spots, coffee with cream, brown spots on you and stuff.
Yeah, that are some of the traits. Like if people have what he calls the cafe au lait spots, the brown spots, that's a trait of it.
Scoliosis, pseudoarthrosis.
Todd has, seizures sometimes.
They just started like 2 years ago, didn't have more.
Right, but that is also a characteristic of it. So.
Right.
But according to the NF Foundation, it affects like 1 in 3,000 people. So it's not an obscure, disease. It's a lot of people affected by it. So.
But Sean
right.
Wow. Whoa. Well, now your brother and your father, were they aware?
Yeah, my dad had it big time, and mom, and their doctor said it skips generations.
But they didn't.
That's what their doctor told them back then.
They didn't know back then.
Oh.
That's just not true.
Okay.
I don't. When he told me his doctor said it, I go, where did he?
And so they had 4 boys, and the only one that was Sean doesn't have it, but Rob does, I do, and Brian died. So Rob has scoliosis, but he doesn't have the tumors.
Generally speaking, if you have NF, you probably should not have children.
Kids.
Yeah, because there's a high probability you could pass it on.
That'd be a tough decision, wouldn't it? I mean, it would be a decision logically you'd make, but it would be. What about getting married, and your spouse would have to think hard about that as well, or someone who married you.
You could always get a donor.
Yeah.
Todd just decided to be gay, so that's how he fixed that. And he did decide. He did decide, but it was very convenient.
I'm sorry. What did you two decide to do?
That's one great thing. We didn't worry about that
one.
So we're okay. Okay, but it is true.
The kitty. There is the kitty.
There's the kitty. That's our kid, right?
Adopted the kitty. Okay.
But I think his brother Brian was straight, right?
Yeah, he was straight.
And there was some talk about, of course, as he got older, like he was.
He had a girlfriend. Mine paid for him to have a vasectomy so he could have sex before he died. So.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm serious. Actually, my mom's Catholic, so it's like
his mom would probably doubt that we're sharing that with the whole world. But does that sound like a family private secret we just shared? We might even cut that out. I don't know.
No, but she did that.
Look, anything. What you see on television these days and here, I think anything we can talk about. Okay,
it's ancient history.
On direct, anything goes on direct. Talk.
Yeah, it's direct talk, man.
Anything goes.
It's talk direct. Right there in the name, man.
well, he talks to sex about the other guy from the gym.
So,
right. Yeah.
What's his name? No problem with you talking about any of this. So now, really, your mom was Catholic.
Yes.
And so this was a big deal for her.
This was in '85. Brian died in August. He just turned 20. He said right before his death. Yeah.
So that's what they decided to do, is for him to have a vasectomy, so he wouldn't. That was the way they approached it.
He had a girlfriend.
I know why, Rick.
And they didn't want him to have another NF child, and he was so.
But what we're saying, right?
You know what you're talking about, yeah. I do understand.
Too direct about it, or whatever.
How direct we want to go.
How direct he wants to be. But we did want to share our Cupid run experience with you. Share our underwear, that we're all sitting around in, and Todd really wanted to show off his underwear more than anything.
But I did. That's like, what the hell? It's like, how often can you walk around underwear and not get arrested? So it's like.
Are you kidding? I think that's a really fun idea.
All right.
I mean, I can only imagine what kinds of underwear were worn there.
There was a good point. There was some fun stuff.
I shared several videos on my Facebook page from all over the world, and check them out. I'll go to YouTube and put in Cupid Fun Run. Just run. And then it's men, women.
I can only imagine the kinds of Brazilian style underwear. Especially the qualified.
The qualified. Yes.
All kinds, and some guys were getting their body waxed with letters and stuff and designs on their body hair.
Yeah, we've seen. And a lot of people wear like funny, but like sloppy robes, or stuff like that. So there's all
That's
kind of
cute.
fun. People have a lot of fun with it. Have a lot of fun.
That is a cute idea as well. Oh, that is, and then I can imagine the martini glasses everyone was wondering about.
Afterward with the bar, and those of us who had raised enough had open bars, so there was a. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe as the day went on, the underwear might have got less under.
Right.
Maybe
People left it behind.
Maybe I don't know. Not us. Not us. We're not trying to scare anyone. But yeah. So we've got for next year. We're going to talk up this year. We'll remind you when it comes to next year. If you want to join us in your underwear or at least pledge, we've already, unbeknownst to Taryn, we've got him somehow involved in all this, or at least. But the more important thing is to raise the money, and so. Is that time?
Yes.
We'll remind everybody.
I think Taryn will make a lot of money, raise a lot of money.
Yeah, he's qualified.
Taryn Hall.
But
that Scooby-Doo car he has.
Right. I mean, oh yeah, you probably haven't seen it. He's got his new car, the big T car
with his face on
his
it,
picture on it, and everything. It's
oh
great.
yes, oh yes, he's got a big T car now.
Well, we call it that.
It's the big T car.
I call it Scooby-Doo car.
I call it the big T car. But
the big T car.
So, actually, I don't know. What is your time frame? I've got to head out here shortly.
Oh no! Whenever you need to go, dear, I am fine with that. So.
Did you have anything? Did you have any other questions about the fun run or anything else? I know you wanted to talk about it a little bit. Was there anything else you thought about it or?
No, I wanted to talk about it because I thought it looked like you all were having a great time, and I thought it looked like a really fun thing to do.
It was a lot of fun. Was this not just an excuse to get us in our underwear though today? Was that just?
It was.
I knew it. I told you.
It was always on that.
I was hoping you would still be in your underwear. And yes, definitely. And I was really glad we talked more about Todd's condition because I felt like it was a great time, because it was such fun and we've been having such fun talking about it. I thought it was a great way to also talk about that. So thank you, Todd. This was the perfect kind of environment and way to talk about it.
Yeah, thanks for letting us talk about it, share a little bit. It was fun, but it's a serious thing. But have some fun with it. Kind of helps make it more, I think, palatable for people.
It won't get on your nerves.
Yeah.
Did it?
No, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Having an undies run for that kind of thing is what all fundraisers need to be doing for something like that. Because it really makes everybody relax and open up and accept all of it and get into it. And because people, if there's a sense of humor going on, I think people can breathe and relax and talk about anything.
Right. Exactly.
And I know that these topics are very difficult, but it can be done. It can be done, if presented, and everyone can kind of just, breathe and let go a little. I think it helps. So having that environment to be able to meet Todd and meet others and really see what life is like and see the challenges and to realize that this is what it's going to help, then I think that's fabulous. So I'm glad we could talk about it this way.
I'm glad. Thank you for letting us have this brief conversation about running around in our underwear for a good cause.
Well, and let's just reiterate, I did tell you what I wear to bed at night as far as pajamas, if you want to say that. And I admit I wear boxer shorts, men's boxer shorts.
Yeah,
and I like the old-fashioned kind.
Yeah.
Only I wear, who's the designer? Who's the big designer? I wear designers.
Joe Boxer?
No.
Calvin Klein.
I can't. I'm remembering Polo. I wear
Polo. Polo. Yeah.
An arm and a leg. I know, and it's
ridiculous. Yeah, but I'm
Yes. Ralph Lauren Polo men's boxers. I wear very small thighs, and I roll them down around my hips.
So you could wear that. You could wear that to your fun run next year.
That's what I would wear. Yeah.
That would be
And
great.
then I really cute little, I wear these little cute, they don't go all the way, what are they called? Midriff.
Right.
Like I have this Corona beer sleeveless midriff top that I tie, right under. And it says Corona Beach something, and I don't drink. Okay, so so how I ended up with this thing, I don't know.
I foresee you raising a lot of money in that next year. I see a lot of money being raised for you in that outfit. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, this little at that 68-year-old woman in these rolled down boxes.
With 60-year-old dudes,
Yeah.
60, 61. So once you get into the 60s, it's all kind of meshes together, right? So.
Oh,
But,
I know.
yeah. But thanks for letting us talk about this today.
Yeah, Di, thank you so much.
I appreciate you letting us kind of talk about it. Next time you let us know if you want to talk about some charity or something you're involved in. We'd love to hear about it.
Well, mine would probably surprise you. Well, I do have two animals. I do, Good News, which is a kitty animal organization, no kill, and in fact, no cage animal organization. And then also one that's close to my heart is an alliance for the mentally ill.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. You know what? I think we've talked about this a little bit. Yeah. We're talking about more.
Yeah. But anyway, you guys, it's been so much fun. It's been a great topic. It's been a lot. And it's great to see you again.
See you too. You get to see a little more of us today.
Yeah. We'll have our clothes on.
We'll have more.
I did a little more of you today. Awesome.
Exactly.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. Signing off, Todd. Bye.
Bye.
I like that little